So kind of getting to the morning. Obviously, I actually came into today with, like, I want to make this clear first. Bias is not needed, but I do like having it. I've said this multiple times. But coming into the day, I really couldn't deem a clear bias until I saw some more structure form. So I was a little bit questionable. I wanted to see some more stuff form. But with that being said, we actually did get a couple clean setups that I did end up taking like right after 840. Looking back at this now, this is not a good setup, and I honestly would not take it again. I would say I kind of got lucky on this one. If you want to see right here, obviously we have 840. We have this 1 minute bearish fair value gap right here. We were delivering off of some bullish ones over here on the 1 minute. Let me make sure. Let me pull this over a little bit more so y'all can see it better, and let me scrunch this up. So we had some bullish 1 minute fair value gaps down here that we repriced off of, but we also had this bearish one right here. So automatically I can kind of deem this as a 50-50 as we are bouncing back and forth between bearish and bullish fair value gaps. But like I said, looking back at this is not a very high quality setup. And I would say I just kind of got lucky on this one. Obviously we broke this high, not very strong displacement, but we still did get a body close above it. And then we also did wick this low over here. Let me move this and do some sell side right there. Displaced up, closed the body above it, would have got tagged in on that second candle right there. As you can see, this one did end up going 14 points. So I was actually out at 12. I just went ahead and full close at 12. And then the next setup we had was actually a good quality one. I mean, it was technically an A+. Looking over at the 1 minute, you can see right here, we have this bearish fair value gap right here. We displaced down out of it, get a clean scalp out. No equal highs or anything above, and we would have been tagged in right there. This was the second one we took. This is a TP break even that ARC had too. This one did only go 7.75 points. And then honestly, for quite a while, we did not entertain anything. I believe the next setup, this one, we kind of talked ourselves out of because we had wicked this high up here. You can see over here, this line also right here is the -1 standard deviation. I'll cover that in a second. But this one, again, this was an A+. And kind of looking back at it now, when I see A+ present, I'm just going to focus on that and that only in regards to not letting other factors negate an entry. But obviously you can see, let me move the 1 minute right up here. We have this 1 minute bullish fair value gap. We just closed above this bearish one, inverse that. Clean little movement, bounce off it, got a scalp right there, and this one did go 9.5. So this would have been another TP break even. And then the next setup we did end up taking, it was actually a quality setup. Kind of getting into this over here. This blue box right over here is a previous inverse that we had came back into. We took some sell side right here, displaced back up, closed above those highs, even inversed that 1 minute fair value gap right there. And then we had a clean scalp entry right here after breaking those highs with a clean body close. Got tagged in there, and this one did actually go down. Stopped us out at 12, took that sell side level, and then ripped up. So we had the direction right. It was just a little bit of a premature entry. Nothing really clean there. If I saw that again, probably would take it. I mean, it's a pretty good setup. A lot of things lined up there. Just, again, that's understanding the probabilities of this game. And that every trade is never going to fully work out. You must understand that big time. I want to put a big emphasis on this. And then this last one that we liked for AM session that fit within some rules, except there being an open 1 minute fair value gap. This one still technically would have been a TP break even. Went 8.75 points. We displaced above this high right here. Clean break, second candle, would have been tagged in right there on the first candle. Did dabble around for a little bit, but did rip up to 8.75 points. And that was actually everything that kind of stuck out to us this morning. So now I'm going to ask for questions. I'm going to answer yours about kind of what negates a trade, like equal highs, equal lows, and no fair value gaps above or below, anything else to look out for. So this is kind of a good example. I know someone took this. I remember seeing it in the chat. Let me delete this. So obviously right here, this one is just kind of have to have a better eye for it. There was a couple things wrong here. So obviously looking back over previous 1 minute inverse for this specific entry, let me mark it out. So right here. You'd have been tagged in right there on that second candle. But here's kind of where some, I would say, what's the word I'm thinking? My mind just went blank. But just understanding where structure is. Obviously, structure is bullish overall, especially on the 1 minute. We are making higher highs and higher lows. We are chopping around a little bit right there, but if you zoom out a little bit, it's really, really obvious. So automatically, shorts are going to be a tad bit lower probability. That's why almost all of those ones I highlighted are all longs, minus, I think, one. But here, we're coming back into that 1 minute inverse. We have a open fair value gap right above here. So that automatically negates the trade. That should be a no risk, nothing. There's an open fair value gap above that we have not repriced off of, as well as we had just taken the sell side level. We wicked this low. That's why this one, that one right here, that's again why we did not take that one, because we'd already taken that high. And those are automatically kind of going to be lower probable to me, just because, I mean, usually 9 times out of 10, when we wick a high like this without even closing a body above it, we're going to retrace back into the range to a discount array. So that specific one right there is why on that one. And then if y'all have any other ones, because I know there were some examples that y'all were talking about this morning that I can cover. But I'm telling you right now, if y'all just focus on the 1 minute fair value gap, scalping out of it, you'll have a very, very, very high win rate. You don't need to be catching every single move. I think I have been going beyond the bait. Yeah, you can overanalyze this looking at H1, M15, M5. Just focus on 1 minute structure and 15 second. If you're going to be using the 15 second, that's all you need. Perfect example is the A plus displace, come back into a 1 minute, displace out, scalp setup. Honestly, I'm gonna just look for that. And then as you progress and get a little bit more screen time with this, that's when you can start looking at stuff that's a little bit more advanced and has other confluences added in. You don't need to be looking at the H1 for 15 second scalping. But I do want to cover this. I do kind of want to explain this because some people do like when I give a little bit of bias. When I saw this automatically signified to me that we're going to have a relatively up day, which was correct. We moved quite a bit up. Basically, again, this is here. I identified this as a manipulation leg. If I pull the 1 minute over, we can see all this sell side cleared right here. Impulsive move down immediately. And then we started to slowly grind up, got a clean close above that down close candle. So that's a CISD to me, change in state of delivery. When I see that, I'm automatically going to mark that out as a standard deviation projection. And as you can see where we reacted perfectly, I'll even go over some examples in PM. You can see this is kind of when we got in a questionable area when we were over at this -1 standard deviation. Where was it? Yeah, this line right here. When we were up here just consolidating, I was not entertaining anything. I was waiting for some more structure to form, i.e. if we were going to break it or if we were going to go down lower. As you can see, we did displace down. Got a clean move down and then came right back up and then started to grind back up. And then in PM, we cleared that. We did not come back into it immediately. Let me get out a replay so I can show you this. Let me go up a little bit, look at 5. Standard deviation projection, get a clean break above it. We're looking to see price support at the -2, -2.5. And as you can see, we came back to it basically at the CE and then displaced out of it. Never quite reached the -4, but still very clean and puts an emphasis on what I was explaining about how important the -2, -2.5 is. All right. If y'all have any questions setup wise, shoot them in the comments. Let me answer them. Anybody? Yama? Ark, if you have any notes you want to make, you can go ahead too. In order to know which leg to use for standard deviation, can you explain it again and what gave it away? I know has been mentioned. It's the leg. Let me go up on the 1 minute. Let me clear out some things. Any good resources more to study for more on standard deviation? I know Justin has a really good video. Justin Werland, Tactical Traders. But essentially what I saw here was we had sell side resting down here. I believe there was some SMT here. I may be wrong. But when I saw that, obviously we have this high put in right here. We have this low put in right here. What makes me signify or want to mark out a standard deviation? Yeah, SMT with the yes. Okay, that's what I thought. Is when we get a clean close back above this. Obviously, if we didn't get a clean close above this, I'm not going to mark this out as a standard deviation because there's no signification that this is going to be the beginning of a market maker buy model. You know what I mean? That's the telltale sign of how to mark out standard deviations. We get a manipulation down that takes out some form of sell side, and then we get a body closure above that down close candle. From there, we're looking down close candle to support price and send it higher. So that's going to be the easiest way to identify a manipulation leg. As you can see, price respected those levels very, very nicely. Come on, I know there's more questions. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't want to. I'll cover the 935 one here in a second, but thanks. I'll need to look that more. I heard that breaker. Yeah, so I sent this in chat this morning that I was expecting manipulation down into this 15-minute breaker because on the 15-minute we had a really, really clean unicorn setup. If I had some MFFU or top sub accounts, I would have been absolutely chomping at the bit to take this. Yeah, perfect unicorn. So obviously right on here, higher time frame wise, for the people wondering standard deviations, this could also be deemed as a manipulation leg once we close the body above this. But I'm not too sure if everyone's familiar with breakers, but we have a breaker here, which is basically just a failed order block once we close back above it, and we have a 15-minute fair value gap in alignment. We could deem both of those, but this is going to be the most sensitive body right up here. And then we have this 15-minute fair value gap right here. And if we zoom in on the, let me put this back at fair value gap. If we zoom back down in to the 15-second, I remember I was talking to Ark about this. When I saw these lows put in right when this fair value gap formed, so these two lows are what formed the 15-minute fair value gap. When I saw those put in, I was like, oh, this is textbook turtle soup entry. If we come back down here, this should be a absolutely no-brainer to come up to those highs right up there. And that even signified more to me that we're just going to continue up for the rest of the day pretty much, just because when we see something form on the M15, it's going to have a high likelihood, especially a unicorn, of displacing quite a bit. I'm going to go over the 935 one. Let me delete this. Again, I don't, so that example is the last. Bullish candle for the dip. Yeah, it's just, if you understand order, it's basically just a failed order block. That's literally what a breaker is. When you can see right here, this wick right here, order block, close above it, failed order block, breaker. A lot of people overcomplicate breakers. It's literally just failed order block. I'm going to go to the 8 is the 935, is that CST or EST? I took that short. Okay to take. 10-point stop, 5-point break even, 10-point full TP. I think I had that one marked, but we didn't like it because 835. 835. Oh, right here? No. Yeah. Let's see. Let me pull over the 1 minute. 9:35 EST, so 8:35 my time. Was it a? Yeah, it has to be a 30. It has to be a 30. Yep. Yeah, the two fair value gaps. I would refrain from taking this for two reasons. I think on the, let me go back over. What do we have right here? Yeah, we got, this is a 50-50. We got open fair value gaps down here that we're coming to reprice off of. This wick right here, I think that was after you'd have been tagged in. Let me see. Well, obviously, like, first off, this would be, at least in my eyes, invalid because we have this open fair value gap up here. Even though it's a balanced price range, when there's two, since we're playing with such tight stops, you want one because you never know. There's never a guarantee that the market's not going to want to come up here and reprice off of that. And if we're having a lot of volatility, I frame the rules around it can work. It's tailored around high volatility, which is why I have such a big emphasis on it has to be a singular fair value gap. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, Brennan, spot on. And boner time. Did I miss that? Wait, can you come again, please, or mention? Oh, yeah, I can. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's just Tactical Traders on YouTube. He has an MMXM, which is basically, it's just going to be spotting standard deviations. But it's, I thought I explained it pretty simple, but it's definitely easy. Like, it's just something, like, it's hard to explain because it comes with screen time. Like, it's, like, if I'm being brutally honest, like, it's, if you're beginning, like, you're going to be marking out every single damn thing as a manipulation leg. But it's like, it's knowing exactly what to look for, and that just comes with screen time and understanding where a higher time frame picture is, if that makes sense. But like I said, for scalping, if you're just going to be scalping 15 second, it's not needed. Yeah, just, that's, yeah, 100%. Just align yourself with M1. If we're respecting bullish M1 PD raise, seek scalp longs. There's really no need to, like, overcomplicate it more than that, because really that's the base of everything. M1, 15 second. M5, 30 second. Just racking up my library to go from topic to topic after I get good at this. I like that. But, I mean, if you get consistent with this, it's all you need, to be completely honest. It's basically just a fractal 2022. $11.51 my time. You said 11:51. Oh, I'm on the 30 second. I was like, this looks completely wrong. I was like, what is going on? What are you talking about? Yeah. No, yeah, this is really good. Let me pull the M1 over here. 11:51. Where's this at? We got filled right there. Are you talking about this fair value gap down here? Yeah. Yeah. If you really want a little bit of higher time frame picture right here, let me see. Where does that line up? No, but yeah, this is a good example. So M1 fair value gap right here, come down, reprice off of it, start displacing back up. No open fair value gaps right here. We break this high right here pretty clean on the second candle. Important. Second candle. Draw our little gun box. We would have been tagged in right there. This one, barely any drawdown. 1.25 points. That's pretty nice. And then this one just ripped up to 12. Ooh, I wonder. Yeah, I mean, you still would have been fine, but that unlikely filled right up there. Took that on demo. Nice. Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm going to take screenshots tomorrow. I drew the ones I wanted to discuss, but while working on the indicator, I select a replay. Yep. Spot on. Yeah, I mean, A+ setup. It's like I posted on my Twitter. We're going to be coming. Let me get, where's this? Displace down. Put in a little high. Come down. Displace up. Scalp setup. Bang. Right here. And this is a bullish example. That makes sense. This is A+ right here if y'all want to screenshot that or something. I'll pause on it. And a lot of times there'll be a fair value gap down here that we reprice off of. So it's basically just stacked. This is one I haven't seen fail in a long, long time. Yeah, I'll stay on this so it clears up. I don't know why it's being blurry. It's a little irritating. Good now. Like this one, 100% win rate today, 100% win rate yesterday, and I believe it was 100% last week, if I'm being completely honest. Can't remember off the top of my head because there was quite a bit of stuff last week. Yep. Yeah, I mean, honestly, did that reach up? Is this what you're talking about? We have equal lows all the way down here. I don't know if that's a tough one. We're gonna high premium too. Yeah. Me. This is the important stuff right here though. If y'all just focus on this, you'd be very, very surprised. You'd be 2-0 today. Do you remember what this one did yesterday? Or I don't remember exactly. No, just the A+ scalp. Yeah. Yeah, I think likely is a lot of reasons is, yeah. I mean, with CPI, I'm telling y'all, it's going to be crazy Thursday. You're going to see volatility you've never seen before. But I'm serious. Like, I'm telling you right now, this is all you need. Nothing else. All you need. If there's some setups in PM that any of y'all were tape reading, just let me know and I can go over them real quick. There was one that I did like that I was actually looking at the charts and it didn't even fill me, even though it went almost to the top yellow line. I don't know if it was because 2 cons or something, but this one was quite nice. We had taken that high, repriced off those fair value gaps, had some residing liquidity down here as well as the -2, -2.5. Again, like I say, that's going to be the most important standard deviation that I use. It's going to act as a magnet for price when we are near it. We're going to want to reprice into it before doing really anything else. That one was really clean. Was not happy when it didn't fill me. Anything else y'all want to Do what? %, 100%. Like that one that I took this morning that was the 12-point winner. Like I was saying, that was not a good setup. We had bearish one min, bullish one min that we were bouncing in between. That's why we ranged like this for a while. I literally just caught the manipulation up before it went down. Let's see who's typing. I don't know why I can't make this chat bigger because it's cutting off names. I just see a picture. It's making me mad. Yeah, but going in tomorrow, if you're struggling with being able to identify what's valid and what's not, just focus on that A+. AP, when there's a BPR on the 15-second model, did you notice any difference in win probability? No, not necessarily. Need to jet, baby. Oh. Good man. Good man. Yeah, we'll catch you in the morning. Yeah. I don't really put... BPRs are nice, but, like, I'm really just focused on the framework that I have. I don't want to start overanalyzing, you know? It's the worst. One of the worst things you can do. Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, higher time frame, definitely. But low time frames, you got to know exactly what you're looking for. And that's why the rules are so strict. There's not really much room for error. $14, $12, $15. Not a good setup because of 1 minute for they get below. $14, $12 EST. Okay. 15-second? I'd assume so since it's 1 minute for that gap. Yeah, 15, 14, 12, 13, 12. You talking about right here? What do we have right above? Even though they didn't get met. Equal highs. Yep. But looking at the 1 minute. Yeah, this is right. Yeah, no, those equal highs would have prevented me from doing anything with that. But, I mean, we did have a bunch of bullish inefficiencies over here. Biggest lesson is, yeah, I mean, that's going to be one of the most important things, if I'm being completely honest. Your eye will develop more, and you'll be able to spot them really, really fast. Oh, yeah. For the setup, except that's good. Hey, I mean, honestly, I see you improving every day. By the minute this morning. It made me happier when I saw you sending in chat that you were spotting equal highs and equal lows. I only died twice. AP if a 15-second model set up sets up, say after a high time frame PD array like daily or 4 hour, 1 hour, would you take it? Would you wait for market structure shift first and then wait for a new setup? I'm not even going to be looking at the daily or 4 hour to be completely honest. Okay, so let me, in a sense, you want to know what the high time frame PD array, like the daily would be for the 15-second model? It would be the 15-minute. So take that with what you want. 5 minutes going to be like your 1 or 4 hour. 15 minutes going to be your daily. That's why when ICT says he can do this every 15 minutes, that's what he means. You're welcome. High frequency trading, baby. It's all the same thing. It's got to have the eye for it. Got to have the framework. Oh. So usually the best way to the easiest way to note that equal highs or equal lows are probably going to be safe for later. In this case, this is actually a really good example. If we look on the 1 minute right here, when we get this clean close below, can y'all see my left screen more enough? Okay, cool. When we start no, don't do that. When we inverse this, that's immediately telling me that these are going to be safe for later. And we haven't even came back up to them. Now all gray and blurry. Can't see. I'll pause on this. Good now. Does that make sense though? When we start inversing our high time frame PD array, like an opposite or opposing one like this, when we close below this 1 minute, that's telling me those are going to be safe for later. But until that happens, I'm waiting to see if that makes sense. Because obviously, like, if I didn't have that in place, I wouldn't have taken or even considered that one. You know what I mean? And there's somewhere where you got to kind of draw the line, because if there's some equal highs up here and we get a whole move down, like say there was equal lows and then we just rip all day, there's a bunch of clean setups, but those equal lows down below are going to prevent you from taking them? No. You just got to kind of understand with basically what I just said. So when it breaks the bullish PD array, it might be saved. Yes, 100%. 100%. Yeah, when there's equal highs and equal lows, it's telling you conditions are very improbable, as we are likely just ranging. I like that. I'm going to add that to my favorite. If there are any other questions y'all have, like in regards to setups, shoot them my way. Make sure I didn't miss anything. I don't think I did. I think I answered everybody's. Usually during normal, how many setups you find on average? On a good day, I'd say on a great day, 9. Average day, 4, 5, 6. Midday, 2. The highest I've seen this present in AM. Let me look. Let me check my sheets real quick. It was bonkers. It was crazy. Let me find it real quick. I think this is it. So this was 9/11, I think. So it was a Thursday. It had 11 12-point winners, 4 TP break-evens, and 3 losers. So it went 15-3. I think that was the highest day. Yep, just AM. That's what I'm saying. Y'all haven't even seen. That was live. That was live. All like there was 3 months that I back tested, and everything since then has been live, like executed forward testing. That's how I was able to adjust it so quick, as I saw what was happening in real time. But yeah, no. Once we get some more volatility and some clean moves, you are going to be very happy. Yeah. Yeah, this is like this kind of volatility. Like, I know I have some videos covering, I think some in December. Let me go to like right at open. I think this was right. No, even this is kind of low to what I'm used to. For like desired. Like most of the time when volatility is high enough, these are lasting like 15, 30 seconds. And do you see the volatility tilt in 30 CST? Yeah. So usually on no news days, the volatility is going to drop off rather quick, usually around 10. So around 10 on no news days, I start getting a little bit picky. But if we have high impact news, like several red folders like we're going to have on Thursday, volatility is going to basically be there throughout all day. We'll wrap this up in like 10 minutes. So any other questions y'all have, just shoot them my way. Oh, and as far as like pre-market, I know I've said this before. If there are like 7:30 news drivers, there's enough volatility pre-market. Do with that what you want. Let me hear it, Yama. Yama. No. Tomorrow, I want you to focus on the 1 minute and taking the A+ setups. We don't need no standard deviations right now. Just let me do that in the morning. If I see something clear that I like, and I'll send it, like I've done the past 2 days. If someone was in here trading like 5 minutes, they'd be loving me right now because back to back like 200-point days. Thank you. I appreciate that. You gotta. I mean, yeah, you don't need, like, seriously. A+ setups, you get 2 winners, call it a morning. How about that, Yama? You're green. There's no sense in giving back money. If I can get them 100%. I mean, they're pretty, as long as you have the 1 minute pulled up and you wait for us to retrace into one and see if we get displacement out, you'll be fine. Good. I like that. I do want to mark out on the 15 minute. I'm curious for that little bit higher time frame standard deviation where we are in relative to that. No. I'm going to clear drawings. Huh. Higher time frame. What do we reject off? Haha. Voila. Chef's kiss. Do-do-do. I'm gonna see if I can give an outlook for tomorrow. I'm just gonna confuse so many people. Okay. All right. I don't even know if I really need to look at ES because I know ES. I think we closed above the daily fair value gap. Actually, let me check. I think I can kind of show why I was a little bit questionable this morning too. Yeah, we did close above that. But if we're, ooh, that wick down. Okay, that tells me, okay. All right, so if you top down ICT style, let's get it. All right. I forgot what he does, but right here, I can kind of identify this already as a manipulation. From there, I'm going to mark out my standard deviations. Okay. Just so happens that this daily liquidity level resides right above the -2, as well as this daily fair value gap. If I can draw this out. Boom. And let's look at this real quick. We do have some equal highs up there. That's something to note. Oh, wrong thing. But on NQ, we don't. We honestly could. If we displace up, we could see some SMT there. But big picture wise, we should be in, guess what? OTE. That is why, likely, today, or that previous candle had that reaction. So I'd be interesting to see if we get some displacement out of this OTE. Same thing on NQ right here. Manipulation. Standard deviation. Bit of projection. Oh, look what just so happens to reside in -2, -2.5. And, okay, all right, let me make this. So zoom down, 15 minute, what are we in? -2, -2.5, rejecting off of it. Higher time frame wise, on the daily, what are we in? Just like, yes. Dun, 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 OTE. So if I bump down to the 4 hour, what can we start to see forming here? At least in my eyes, right? Just like on the daily. I'm actually very interested to see how this works. Possible manipulation, right? Keep in mind, on the daily, we are still in this daily breaker right here. Daily breaker. We have not closed above the CE. Going back down to the 4 hour, this looks like almost the start of a market maker sell model. We have original consolidation right down here, expansion, inducing some people that are, or taking out some people that are short. We're going to manipulate right here. I'm expecting this to end up being the manipulation leg. With a higher time frame target down here. It's really, I mean, it's that simple, to be honest. Come on, why is this acting so weird? Let me mark this out on NQ. If you wanted a daily, an idea, there you go. I'm gonna bump down to the 1 hour. I wonder if we have some SMT here yet. Right now, I'm just doing something completely different. Oh, what do we have here, folks? What do we have here? This is so pointless. No, I'm retarded. I was looking at the wrong thing. But I mean, that's honestly what I think. But take this with a grain of salt. It's up to you. What do we also higher time frame wise project off of? -1. All right. Any other questions you'll have regarding scalping? If you want to see a good example of standard deviations on CL, crude oil futures, here you go. Write that down. Yeah. Yeah. Just so happened that we reversed out of the -2, -2.5, huh? Have you looked into trades that ended up working out after taking you out at break even? Yeah, I mean, honestly, nothing has told me that I should refrain from doing it because, in a sense, I mean, the number one thing in trading is defense. You got to be able to protect your risk and understand that, I mean, there's going to be trades that are going to come stop you out at break even that are going to run back to 12 points, but wondering if it's like +6, then move to -6 to give wiggle room, but would be worth. Wondering if like a +6, then move, stop. See, I've thought about that. Because in a sense, are you saying take one off at 6, then move, or just go from 6 points, just go to -6 and cut your risk in half? Yeah, it makes the trade break even. Yeah. Okay, yeah. That's what I figured. Definitely something I could look into, but I mean, all my data I have, everything I've given y'all is based upon what I have. Not sure how it's skewed risk reward. I'm still interested in, because even though, like, just dabble in the dice a little bit, because I think someone did the data on, I think previous week on using a 4-point stop. And it was actually kind of crazy because it still had like almost a 70% win rate. Yeah. Because it had like a 70 or a 66 or 67% win rate for like a 1 to 3, which is kind of ridiculous. But I still like the 12-point because once we get volatility back in, 4 points, yeah, that's not going to work. Being brutally honest. You're saying after first 6 points, let it trail. Y'all are confusing me. Yeah, no, same. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna stop the recording for YouTube.